Hey, Searnold.
Yeah, Zach.
I'm a little drunk, but I wonder, man, is there that?
What?
Wonder Man! Is there that? That's what I wonder, man. Go, random bullshit, go! Well, when you put it like that, I don't have an argument for you.
Depending on what year it is and who's writing the story.
God. Spoiler alert.
Delicious.
That's phonetically confusing. I liked it more the other way when it was fuck balls crazy.
What was the point of any of this?
I don't fucking know.
Yay.
Yay! Hey everybody, welcome to Doombot's Marvel podcast. We're your Doombots. I'm Zach.
And I guess that makes me Searnold?
And this is the best Marvel podcast on the internet.
Depending on if you define best as having your hosts be pretending to be super drunk.
And now I'm sober.
Wow.
Do you know what is embarrassing about that? That would much better than when I'm not pretending to be drunk most times.
That's true. You did the whole thing correctly.
I got through the whole thing while also pretending to be drunk. When I'm not trying to pretend to be anything, I fuck it up every single time.
It's because you were able to focus on something different, and so your unconscious part did it all correctly.
Can't I just focus on not fucking it up?
No, that's not how focusing works. You have to focus on the thing you're not doing in order to do well on the thing you are doing.
Is that's not the moral of the episode that we just watched of Wonder Man?
It is. It is actually.
No, okay, genuinely, we organically stumbled onto this. It is 1000% not planned, and it brings us even back to our topic,
Which is what, I wonder?
Wonder Man. I didn't know if you got that from my rambling intro.
So there was a TV show?
Yeah, so basically there's a new show on Disney Plus. It's a new Marvel show called Wonder Man.
Yes.
And it is about Simon Williams.
That's correct.
Who is Wonder Man.
Yes.
Except not in the show.
Well, sure. I'm sure he will be by the end of the show.
But also
Probably.
Wonder Man already exists in the show and is a character.
Oh, yeah. He was an old superhero character. Yeah.
Weirdly, they released all 8 episodes.
Which is the first time they've ever done that on Disney Plus.
At least
they
that
do
I'm
it
aware of.
Elsewheres, but not on Disney Plus. Or at least not a Marvel show.
Yeah.
This is the first Marvel show that came out in a full delivery chunk.
Yeah, and so we didn't know that. I don't think I was not aware.
I didn't know that. No.
So we planned on watching the first episode that
And
we
we
thought
did.
was available, and we did. Yeah. And then we watched the second episode, and then we had to record.
Yeah.
The first 2 episodes, by the way, fucking great.
Oh my God! Like blow me out of the water. I was not expecting it to be that good.
I mean, the relationship between the main character Yahya Abdul Mateen, I believe is how you pronounce his name.
The second.
The main actor, and Ben Kingsley plays again Trevor Slattery for like the 4th time or 3rd time or whatever it is.
It's unbelievable.
And
it's the 4th time.
Is the 4th time, and this is the first time his character has really been treated like as a potent
Serious
emotional character.
Yeah, and
Like,
not comic relief.
He was very, very good in Shang-Chi.
He was great, but he was
comic relief in it. And it's so neat to see their chemistry and how good they are together. And also how accurate, like a lot
of the Hollywood stuff is painfully accurate.
So he in the show, he plays an aspiring actor who is super, super talented, but overthinks everything and sort of sabotages himself through neuroses almost. In that actor sort of neuroses where they're trying to think of character backstory and all this stuff.
Right, and by getting so deep into the backstory, all of a sudden he's questioning the lights and the props and the director, and now it's like he becomes hard to work with, and that's no good for him.
Yeah. The point is the Hollywood stuff is so, as you said, painfully accurate and good and cringy, but also relatable.
But the core of the show is just the two of them sitting in a room together, just being really good at that.
Yes, and they're both amazing actors. He was in the new Candyman that came out a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm. Never saw it.
I didn't either.
I've never seen any Candyman, but I'm not a big horror guy.
The first Candyman is unbelievable. Tony Todd plays Candyman. There's a scene where he has to open his mouth and a bunch of bees fly out.
Yes, I'm familiar with that.
He had a deal with the producers where they would have to pay him $1,000 on top of his contract every time he got stung in the mouth.
Oh, they actually put bees in his
Yes,
mouth?
it was practical. Yes.
Oh, holy
He
shit. That
walked
adds
away
a whole
with,
new level.
I think, $17,000. Like, it's bananas. Great movie, though.
I don't know if that's worth getting stung in the mouth many times.
Yeah, I don't either. But anyway, also, he was in another superhero movie. If I am correct, I believe he played Black Manta in the second Aquaman movie.
Oh, he could have. I don't know what DC is, so
I've
I
also
can't tell
not
you the
watched
answer
any
to
of the
that.
Aquaman movies. Anyway, the point is that the show is very good. Although we are 2 episodes in, and outside of one moment when he has something sort of like a panic attack and like explodes his apartment,
Yeah,
they haven't really shown his powers.
his eyes glowed.
His eyes glowed, and he
Glue?
glowed.
Okay.
The past tense of glow is not glue. So,
Blue? Flew?
I mean,
Blue? Glue? Grew?
but glow isn't the same.
I know they glowed, but they could have glued.
I mean, I guess there's no. What are we doing? Listen to me. Shut up.
I'm just being intentionally difficult.
Why?
Because it's fun.
It's for who?
for me.
Oh, okay. Great. Thank you.
And to our lovely
I don't
listeners.
know that it is. Because you're already gearing me up to be in a bad mood before we even get to whatever stupid topic we're going to talk about today.
Well, yeah, the more you hate it, the funnier it is.
No, it's just it's antagonistic is what it is.
I bet that what we're going to talk about today is Wonder Man.
Yes. Now, again, outside of the very few times that we have touched on the topic.
He was one of our 50.
Right.
No, he was one
don't
of our.
think so.
He was one of our 1,000.
Good God. What? There wasn't. It wasn't 1,000.
Not 50C listeners. It was 10 million characters that we've somehow
Yes.
never talked about on the podcast before.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be 100, right?
It was supposed to be 100, yeah, for our 100th anniversary. 100th anniversary for our 100th episode.
It does
We've
feel
been
like a
doing this
100th anniversary.
podcast for a long time.
The point, my point is that, but he doesn't come up organically.
No,
in
because he's
conversation.
not in a whole
really.
bunch of stuff, even though he's had like 790 appearances.
So, like, if you asked me,
Mm-hmm.
Zach, what is his power?
Zach, what is Wonder Man's power?
Ions.
You're right.
Okay,
You're 100% correct.
but I don't know what that means, and I don't know how I am correct.
So, ionic energy is the energy that it takes, or the amount of energy that it takes to remove or add the marginal valence electron to an atom or a molecule.
That's in real life.
I looked it up.
That's in real life, though. That's
Yeah.
what that means in real life?
Right.
What does it mean in Marvel? Because I guarantee you
Oh.
it's not that.
Flight, lasers, super strength, invulnerability.
It's just so far
Well, here's the thing.
from what the real thing is.
He should be a matter manipulator. Because
Right.
what you're doing when you're moving those electrons around is you're changing the configuration of the molecules in order to make it so that certain things bond together better. So he should be a matter manipulator.
Right.
He's not.
No, he's just got energy powers.
Yeah, really.
Like vaguely defined energy powers.
Yeah, he can do anything you need him to be able to do at the time.
Right.
Because
And
of
he's-
ionic energy.
He's like super powerful, right?
He's one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't feel like he is used in that regard
He's
very often at all.
almost never used because he has no character, which is something we'll get into today.
See, I feel that one thing that's really interesting about this show is it's so much character,
Yes.
and no power.
Yes,
I
love it.
mean, so far, like
I
they're
love it.
which is maybe a reaction to that. Maybe they can take this blank slate character and make him into something.
That would be cool. One of the things that we were going to do today is watch the first episode and have you ask me relevant questions about the continuity of the various things that they put into the show.
But there is none?
There's none.
Yeah, it's not.
Except one reference to baby hands.
Yeah, so Searnold and I both immediately lost our fucking minds because there is a scene in which Simon Williams approaches Trevor Slattery in a theater just to talk to him. And Trevor Slattery is used to people coming up to him. He's like, no, I'm not the Mandarin. That was just a bit. I'm not a terrorist. No matter what you read on Reddit. And I love that they've built this universe where he is used to being like, he was a terror. Like he was but that's not any weirder than like aliens existing.
Yeah.
The universe is fucking insane anyway.
Yeah.
And like even
he's
at
just
one part
of the crazy guys.
when Simon Williams goes to audition, he has to sign a release saying he doesn't have any superpowers or whatever it is.
Right. I'm sure for insurance reasons.
Yeah, probably, yeah. So he lied.
He did. What a horrible man.
Although I still don't know that he fully understands that he has superpowers. Like the extent that he can either control them or admit to himself what is going on seems vague so far.
The only thing I know for sure is that he's going to lose his job when his eyes glow red.
You think so?
Because in terms of setting up things that happened in the comics, that's all they have so far.
Is that a thing in the comics?
It's a thing that happened in the comics, is that he lost his job when his eyes, because he forgot to make his eyes not glow red. Naturally, his eyes glow red, but he can make them look like human eyes if he puts effort into it, and he forgot to do that, so they fired him off of his acting job.
Okay.
Oh, but baby hands. We were talking about baby hands before we got distracted.
One of the things Trevor Slattery says is, no matter what you read on Reddit, I'm not...
Conspiracy
theories.
I didn't have my hands turned into babies.
I didn't have my hands turned into baby hands, is what he said. And it was clearly a weird reference to Dr. Pandemonium. Master Pandemonium.
Yeah, he's no doctor.
Sorry. He's just
he was a director.
He was no doctor. He didn't get his doctorate. He's got his master's degree in Pandemonium.
Well, and he was a director, which is the thing that makes it like double
my joke
funny.
Is so stupid. You don't have the last name of the degree you were in. My joke doesn't make any sense. He has his master's degree in English Lit. So when you say he was a director,
yeah,
what the fuck are you talking about?
The man whose name I can't remember, but the real person who got into a car accident and made a deal with Mephisto and became Master Pandemonium was a Hollywood director.
I thought you meant he was a Hollywood director while having baby hands and infinite powers and all that other shit.
No, not anymore.
That was pre-baby hands.
Right.
Okay.
But just...
By the way, if you don't know what we're talking about, Master Pandemonium, his hands were human-looking babies that flew off of his hands and became Scarlet Witch's children.
Yeah.
Process that, If you don't know what we're talking about, process that sentence, and it will not make more sense when you find the context for it.
We talked about it way early in like episode 18.
And then
or
numerous
like
times since then, because it's the most... I mean, it's... I don't know. When you revealed that to me, I don't know that anything has had that sort of an impact.
Because I showed you the picture instead of just telling you, and it just had that visceral punch of what the fuck am I looking at?
Yes.
Yeah. His hands got turned into babies.
And so they referenced that passingly, and it was such a niche, weird reference. I loved it. There's just a lot going on in this show, but I feel that outside of the name Wonder Man and Simon Williams, there's almost, thus far, no connection to any comic canon at all. And he's an actor.
That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that we should move on from the show.
Okay.
Because right now, if you took out the part where he had any powers, if you took out the Marvel part of it, it would still be such a good fucking show.
Yeah, it's just
about
a great
struggling
show about two
actor
actors
and a washed-up actor with delusions of grandeur trying to sort of make it together as friends in Hollywood. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting to like it that much
anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of irrelevant. We don't talk about good things on this podcast.
Well, we might. We don't. I don't know. Maybe Marvel's Wonder Man comic is equally interesting and nuanced and subtle and clever.
I mean, Marvel's Wonder Man comics are great in many ways in that he's one of the characters that's known for dying and coming back from the dead a lot, and that's always fun.
Yeah, I always love that. I never get irritated at that at all. Now, you said something that piqued my interest, and you might have just been using it as a turn of phrase.
Or I fucking with your mind.
Sure, that was very aggressive all out of the blue. You said he could make his eyes look like human eyes?
Right.
Is he not human?
That's a good question.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad.
Is Spectrum human? Even
who is Spectrum?
Monica Rambeau.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she had a lot of names. It's Spectrum. It's Quantum. It's
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Wasn't that one with a P, like Photon?
Photon. Yeah.
How do I remember that, Searnold? How do I remember that? How do I remember that?
I don't know. But so functionally, she is a being of pure energy who chooses to turn that energy into a body.
But
so
was she not human at first?
Well, we don't really know.
I thought...
Well, there have been retcons that are confusing.
Sure.
She was born regular human birth to a mom and a dad.
That was such a strange way to phrase it. She was born regular human birth to mom and dad.
Yeah. So at some point, she was probably just a regular person.
Okay. Was Simon Williams ever a regular person?
Yes.
Okay.
He started out as a person until he was 20.
Okay. See, because here's the thing. Marvel does this thing where like, oh, maybe he was an alien. And you're like, why the fuck is his name Simon Williams? It's like, well, aliens just name their people like humans do. It's like, all right, I guess.
If you said it in his true alien tongue, it would be Simon Williams.
Oh, so many apostrophes.
No, he was a dude.
Okay.
And then he got experimented on by Baron Zemo, and he got his ionic energy.
Okay.
And
I was not expecting
you
that.
weren't ready for Zemo?
No, it's not. I'm not. I didn't know that factored into this at all.
Avengers issue 9. So
really early.
Really early. Really,
Okay.
really double really early. Extra super early.
So let me get this straight.
Okay. Let me get it curvy.
Oh my God, you need to stop. First of all, don't say the sentence, let me get it curvy. I don't like that. I don't know what that means, but I don't like it. My point is, did Baron Zemo's experiments give Wonder Man his ionic powers?
That is correct.
Okay, so you are telling me that Wonder Man is one of the most powerful beings in the universe.
Yep.
Made by experiments by Baron Zemo.
Correct.
And Century was made by just some sort of serum that a drug addict found in a lab?
Correct.
So you're telling me that multiple versions of most powerful characters in the universe were made by just some guys in a lab, and then they never did that again?
Correct.
That's so stupid.
I love that you thought of that, because I thought of that when I was making my notes for this episode, because all the time, just so much, everyone who is trying to do superpowers is trying to recreate the super soldier serum, the famous thing that made Captain America powerful. But Wonder Man is so much more powerful than Captain America. They should be trying to recreate Simon Williams.
Like, why wouldn't Baron Zemo try to recreate it?
Well, his South America lab where all his equipment was got blown up, so...
I feel it would be worth reinvesting the time and energy and money.
Also, I think that was the dad, and so he might just be dead now.
Oh.
Because there's two Baron Zemos. There's the one from World War II, and then there's his son. And
who's the one who glued his stupid fucking mask to his stupid fucking face?
That's the first one.
That's the one from World War II.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the one from World War II can't take his mask off because he invented a super glue that is so strong, and then it backfired, and his mask is literally glued to his face. And he also invented the process by which to ionize a person in order to make them super strong. But he's dead now, so that's why they haven't recreated it.
Okay, and his son is also Baron Zemo?
Yeah.
Did he also have his mask glued to his face?
No, he can take his mask off.
Okay.
He's Helmet. It's Heinrich and Helmet. And Helmet is the son, and Heinrich is the daddy.
Okay, so Wonder Man was created by the old World War II Zemo.
Right.
Okay.
And so he was created initially as part of the Masters of Evil to try to defeat the Avengers. So in his first appearance, he's a villain.
Interesting.
Like most characters in Marvel.
Did he have a name before Wonder Man?
No. Well, Simon Williams.
But I mean, like, when he became an evil character.
Right. So when he became an evil character, the way that he became Wonder Man is... That's the secret identity that Baron Zemo created for him, and also the costume. Let me show you this costume.
Wait, hold on.
Because
Was this during that time? Didn't Baron Zemo do some weird-ass thing where the Masters of Evil tried to make themselves seem like good guys, so they all took on good guy personas?
That's 30 years later, and that's the other Baron Zemo.
See, because I thought that would make sense for Wonder Man.
No, this is Wonder Man's original costume.
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
It's so bad.
Who was he before he got kidnapped? Did they ever go into
Yes.
that?
So he didn't get kidnapped. He came willingly.
Oh.
So he was a businessman, and he had a business, and it was...
I mean, that usually... not always, but one does require and lead to the other.
So he inherited a business from his father when he was 20, and he did a shitty job at it, and they all lost all their money. And apparently also because they were trying to compete with Tony Stark, and that didn't go well.
It never does.
So he went to his brother, who was also rich, and was like, hey, man, how are you rich? And he's like, I'm a gangster. And he said it just like that.
Yeah, no,
and,
for sure.
And then Simon was like, well, can I be rich? And Eric, his brother, was like, yeah, just embezzle a bunch of money and I'll use it in my gang to make it big money. So he
Marvel
embezzled.
is so dumb sometimes. Like, I'm sorry. Like, just functionally. Like, okay, I get maybe you don't understand how ions work. You don't understand how far the moon is from the Earth. You don't understand, basics, what radiation is. Like, I get that. That's fine. In no universe can you make more money as a criminal than as the CEO of a major company. I get it.
Well, no, he wasn't trying to make money for himself. He was trying to save the failing company.
I'm just saying you can just be a criminal in that.
Well, and he ultimately did because he embezzled a bunch of money to try to. Like, the idea was he'll take the money out of the company, and invest it in Eric's criminal empire, which will like super double quadruple the money so that he can give it back to the business and save it.
Yeah, I feel like that's not how that works or makes any sense.
Well, it didn't.
There's just so much that I think there's so much about basic finances that either Marvel doesn't understand
or willfully
ignores and knows that people reading it won't think too much about it
or care.
Like Peter just being poor after being a billionaire.
Yeah.
That's not a thing.
No, it specifically addresses that. He used all of the money that he had saved up to help all of the people who became jobless when his company went under. He basically gave his money away, which I buy for Peter.
I buy it for Peter too, but I don't buy it that he wouldn't
keep at least some
just a
for
functional
himself.
Amount of money,
right? Like just keep $100,000
or
somewhere,
anything,
so that you stop having literally zero.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, you'd still have patents and royalties and all this other shit. Anyway, okay, not the point. So he's a businessman who embezzled with the mob. How does that get him on Baron Zemo's radar?
Okay, so what happened is it didn't work, and he blamed Tony Stark.
No, it definitely sounds like it's Tony's fault that your dipshit plan. Okay, yeah.
So Zemo saw that on the front cover of the newspaper and was like, "This is the guy. This is the guy we're going to give powers to." And so the Enchantress, who is a magical Asgardian character, who is working with Zemo at this point in time.
What was she get? Okay, anyway.
She wanted to bang Thor, and so she needed to destroy the Avengers so that Thor wouldn't have a reason to stay on Midgard, so that he would come home and he could have sex with her. This is literally her motivation for joining the Masters of Evil.
I feel that like a letter. Just...
Well, also, he goes back and forth all the time.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like you didn't think this out, Enchantress.
So she bails Simon out of jail. And in thanks for that, she's like, "Come with me to South America." And he's like, I don't know you, and that's really far. And then she's like, "But don't you want an opportunity to get revenge against Tony Stark?" And he's like, "Oh, now I'm in. So, why the Wonder Man persona?
I mean, sure. Let's skip to that question because I could just, I could literally ask questions about this intro forever.
Avengers 9. It's probably 1964.
I don't care.
It might still be 1963. It's quite early.
There's no year in which this is acceptable. But let's keep going.
Okay, so the plan is thus: the Masters of Evil are going to stage a robbery so big that the Avengers must come to stop it, which they do. And then while
I do feel like the Avengers priorities vary wildly.
Oh,
like
definitely.
I feel like if you there would be stories in which if you just knocked over a liquor store, you would get all of the Avengers.
Well, that's the other thing that's funny is that it specifically shows each individual Avenger making their way to this robbery. It's not like they were together and got a call. Like they were each doing their own thing and they were like, oh my God, I must stop this robbery.
It feels like it would only take the one.
But anyway, they assemble. And they didn't really live together. The cohesion of the Avengers
Right.
is very little at the beginning.
Okay.
But anyways, they come together to stop the robbery, and while the Masters of Evil are just slaughtering them with their superior firepower, Wonder Man comes in and saves the day so that he can sneak his way into the Avengers and lead them into a trap.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so the plan is for Wonder Man to feign saving the day.
For Wonder Man to literally stop the Masters of Evil from killing the Avengers.
But wouldn't it have been easier to just kill the Avengers?
Right, but no, that's not the plan.
But
You need the infiltration and the trap.
how are the Masters of Evil winning?
Enchantress has magic, and also with them was the Executioner, who's another strong Asgardian, and then Baron Zemo is a master
Also there?
tactician. No, he's a master tactician.
Yeah, but you've got two
Also, at
magical
this point,
Asgardians and a guy who knows strategy.
right. Well, the magical Asgardian took care of the ones with powers, and then Captain America was fighting Baron Zemo. At this point in time, Captain America came back in Avengers number 4. So he has only been alive for 5 months, aka 1 day.
Okay.
And he's still got really heavy PTSD about Zemo knocking him and Bucky into the ocean.
Got it.
So he is mentally not stable enough to beat Baron Zemo because he's so obsessed with Baron Zemo.
Got it. Okay.
That's why at this point in time he is losing.
See, I buy that. I do buy that, and I can see how that's acceptable. Like, because if top of his game Captain America fought Zemo, it really shouldn't be a thing.
No, not at all.
So I get that.
Yeah.
Now, I will argue that the Avengers not all living together makes the term Avengers Assemble make much more sense.
It does, yeah, because they
when
have to come together.
Yeah, because when they live together, I imagine them going, we're here. Like, we have,
Okay, but
we're pre-assembled.
That's the rally cry that they yell. It's always the rally cry they yell after they have assembled, right? Because it's the climax of the battle is when they say it.
Yeah. But like, we're here. Like,
Yeah.
we have assembled.
It means attack is what it means.
But that's not what it means.
Well, it is when you scream it in a battle.
But
So anyway,
they're
so the
winning.
Masters of Evil are
They're
winning, and then Wonder Man comes in and saves the day, and the Avengers are like, "Ah, thanks, new superhero,
Whom we've never heard of before."
Come join our ranks." And to be fair, Captain America is suspicious so he says that Baron Zemo kidnapped him and experimented on him in South America, and that's how he got his powers.
All good points.
Yeah, and then he was able to escape, and Captain America was like, Baron Zemo's too clever to have let you escape. So
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
So the Enchantress cast a spell on him to make him believe that Wonder Man was a good guy or whatever.
Okay, but what? Okay.
So now Wonder Man's on the Avengers.
But why is there still an Avengers?
What do you mean?
Okay, so Zemo knows how strong Wonder Man is.
Yeah.
Okay, but just make him also attack the Avengers.
No, you got to get to the trap. We're heading for a trap. It's all about the trap.
But okay, but functionally, why? If you're already
Zemo's
winning,
a mastermind.
If
He's
you're
okay, 3 steps ahead.
Okay, but you don't need to be 3 steps ahead if you can end the game in 1 step. If your next move is checkmate, you don't position yourself to get checkmate in 3 moves.
Well, he's a master tactician. I don't question his thinking.
Oh, you should.
He says
clearly.
he says so himself all the time that he's a master tactician, so it must be true.
But if you're already winning, and then you have got a super strong guy to come after that, just overwhelm them and be done with it.
So here's, I think, what was legitimately, I think that Baron Zemo anticipates Wonder Man's turn. So
What do you mean?
So what's going to happen is Wonder Man is going to lead them into a trap in South America where Zemo has his base.
Yes.
And then again, the Masters of Evil will win, and then they'll be about to deal a killing blow, and Simon Williams is like, whoa, 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 no one said anything about murder.
Okay.
You can't just, like, keep them held here all prisoner style. And Zemo's like, no, we're gonna kill him. And
We're the Masters of Evil. We don't couch it. We're not about subtlety here.
I'm a literal Nazi from the 1940s.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned that.
This guy's name is the Executioner.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point.
So anyways, he turns on them and saves the Avengers in the end. And the point being, so then there's an explosion because Zemo has the base set to blow.
Of course.
So anticipating Wonder Man's turn, he didn't do the ultimate defeat in New York because he needed them to be in South America. Anticipating that after defeating the Avengers, Wonder Man would turn on them, he then needed to be ready to blow up the base because that was the real trap.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, let me play... I know we're stuck on this part. Let me play devil's advocate.
All right, you devil.
Okay.
You
have
devil.
2 Asgardians and the world's greatest tactician. And they are attacking the event. They've brought the Avengers to this bank robbery.
Right.
They are winning.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't have made Wonder Man. And then you can just kill the Avengers there, not worry about any sort of heel face turn or blowing up your own base. The plan should never be blow up my own base. And the plan should definitely not be make the strongest character in the world and just hope they don't turn, but if they do, to trap them in a base that will blow up and kill them, maybe, except I don't know that will work.
He did have a plan for that. The part of the energy that was radiation that turned Simon Williams into Wonder Man created a sickness in him that only Zemo had an antidote for, and it was an antidote that you had to take every week. So he was like, even if you would think on turning on me, you better not, because you've got to take this antidote every week. And Simon Williams willingly gave that up in order to save the Avengers at the end of the day. And at the end of the comic, he dies.
Right, but he doesn't.
He does, actually. He fully dies. Well, no, you're right. He doesn't. He
I
goes
know.
into
Obviously, I know he doesn't. I don't even know what you're trying to say here.
No, because the next thing they're going to do is bring him back from the dead, but it turns out they didn't really bring him back from the dead because his body was just in a state of hibernation so that he could go from basic ion powers to super ion powers. He was like absorbing the ionic energy more. So the next time we're going to see Wonder Man isn't until issue 151. It's going to be 10 years before Wonder Man comes back. And the reason that he comes back is because DC created a character called Power Girl.
I mean, they already have Wonder Woman.
Right. So Marvel creates Power Man, Luke Cage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
DC,
what year was that? Had to be the 70s.
Early 70s.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was 64, and it's about 10 years later, so it's probably 74 or so. Okay. So DC creates Power Girl, and then Marvel's
they aren't even like trying to hide it. Huh.
No.
Like, it's just, it's embarrassing for everybody.
Marvel specifically was like, oh, yeah, well, then we're going to bring back Wonder Man to capitalize on your Wonder Woman.
Shut the fuck. I was
No, like, that's
joking about that.
That's literally what happened.
When we were watching the Wonder Man show today,
yeah.
Hunter came up to me and said, oh, so is he related to Wonder Woman? And I said, no, that's a different company. That's DC.
Yeah.
And he goes, but her name is Wonder Woman and he's Wonder Man. And I said, I know. I look, I get it. I get it, but they are not in any way related to each other. And he goes, that's dumb.
It is dumb.
I can't disagree with you.
Like the many years where DC owned the character Captain Marvel.
That became Shazam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad.
So, anyway, let's talk about how he comes back to life.
Yeah.
So his brother Eric becomes the villain, the Grim Reaper. And the reason that he's the Grim Reaper is because on his arm he has a scythe that shoots lasers.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. What do you mean he has it on his arm?
Like his hand is the tip of the scythe.
Why?
I don't know. So that he could be the villainous costumed villain, the Grim Reaper.
Okay. Does he have magic powers at all?
No.
Okay.
So he just has this scythe that also shoots lasers.
Okay.
But it's not one he holds. It's one that is embedded in his hand.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Great. I don't get
All
the
right.
lasers. I don't
Well,
understand what that has to do with anything related to Grim Reaper.
He needs to have a stun laser because just slashing heroes with the scythe wasn't enough to, like...
Yeah, so maybe it's bad. Maybe it's bad. Maybe it's bad from the start and you don't need to do it.
Too late.
Okay.
So he teams up with a guy named Black Talon, who is a magic guy. Voodoo. That's the type of magic I was trying to think of.
Sure.
And they bring him back to life. And they
Hold on.
turn him into a Zuvembi.
I'm sorry. What?
They turn him into a Zuvembi.
A Zuvembi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because why do you think they turned him
They
into a
can't
Zuvembi?
legally say zombie?
That is correct.
How can you not legally say zombie?
It's the Comics Code Authority.
Okay. That was still going on at this time? In the 70s?
Oh, yeah. The Comics Code Authority didn't die until the late 90s.
Okay. But Zuvembi?
Yes, because apparently Robert Lee Howard used that word in one of his books once, and so it being literary makes it okay. So he is in all ways a zombie, except that he's not a zombie. He's a Zuvembi.
Wow, that's just real bad.
But it turns out he isn't even actually a zombie.
Because he's not made of, like, flesh and bone, right?
Well, he is. Well, I mean, not anymore. Soon he won't be completely. It's a process.
God.
It's a process.
Talking to you about comics is like talking to somebody from the future about things that are going to happen in their past but your future.
Yes, that's exactly what's happening, because you're talking to me like it's 1974 and the Zuvembi story is happening now, when in reality I have read it and much more.
He is but won't be but has been at one point until he isn't.
Exactly.
And that's every fucking thing. I'm like, okay.
It depends on who's writing it and what year it is. Hold on, that's not how I say it. It depends on what year it is and who's telling the story. And why they're telling the story. You know, I've never brought that up before, but sometimes why they're telling the story is an important part of these changes.
That's true. Because it'll make no sense, but for different reasons and in different ways.
Right.
Okay.
So this is the first time that Wonder Man comes back to life, is he's brought back to life as a Zuvembi.
Okay.
But then his brain heals, and so he becomes like a real person again, and they're able to do tests on him and figure out that the reason he healed is because he wasn't ever actually really dead. He was just in a state of suspended animation while his body absorbed all the ionic energy and cocooned. He transformed into this new form.
2 questions.
Okay.
Who did these tests on him?
The Avengers. So like Stark and Pym. And Beast. Beast is now an Avenger right now.
Okay. Why did the Grim Reaper give him to them?
They beat him, and so he left.
Okay.
Just like regular superhero stuff.
Okay.
Oh, no. He realized that the Vision is his brother, and so he decided not to kill them.
Who did?
Or at this point in time, the Black Panther stopped him. I don't remember. It's too many stories to remember them all.
Fine.
So the Vision's mind is based on Simon Williams' brainwaves.
Okay.
So sometimes the Grim Reaper thinks that he's his brother, and sometimes he thinks he's an abomination of his brother, and alternatively lets him live or tries to kill him.
Okay. That's a lot to take in, and I don't know how to deal with that information, so we're just going to move past that.
His body is the original Human Torch android's body.
We're going to move past it, because I can't do this.
That's how Ultron made him.
Stop talking.
Okay.
My second question, and this one's very important. Do you think that voodoo guy was embarrassed to learn that he didn't actually raise a zombie and this guy was just suspended animation?
Think very much he was.
Because I have a feeling that he did that. I was like, see, I do have voodoo powers. And then later they're like, no, you're just a fucking idiot.
Yeah. And
the
later...
The Vision thing threw me for a second.
Later, he's going to teach Necra how to do it so that Necra can revive Grim Reaper. But it turns out that Necra also added special magic of her own that she learned elsewhere and combined it with Black Talon's magic. So again, it's not really him doing it successfully.
Okay.
Okay, so I need to come back to this because this is a crazy fucking insane coincidence that I didn't know until earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Which issue sees the resurrection of Wonder Man as a Zuvembi?
Didn't you say 151?
Yeah.
And
or it's the arc starts there and it goes out for a while.
151 a big deal?
I don't know. Not really.
I thought the name sounded like it. I might, no, I'm thinking Bacardi 151, the alcohol that I like so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the same issue where the wizard tries to kill them all. It is the same issue where the cover is the wizard trying to kill the Avengers.
Shut up.
Yeah, because the living laser, it turns out what happened is the living laser is using the serpent crown to hypnotize him.
Sometimes I think Searnold wants me to punch him like over the table. I think Searnold wants me to leap over the table and attack him physically. And so he's just saying stuff little by little. Like, it starts with the little proddings and the dumb puns and the bad exaggerated jokes.
And the interruptions.
You missed it, though. Listen to me, you son of a bitch. I don't even know what we're talking. Okay, so it was in the Wizard issue?
Yeah.
Where he's attacking the Avengers for some reason?
Yeah, with that cover that you looked at.
Yeah.
Where the Avengers are like, oh, we got to stop him now. Is the same issue where Wonder Man, or is in the middle of the arc where Wonder Man is brought back to life.
But what, does the Wizard arc have anything to do with Wonder Man's arc?
No, they're just happening at the same time.
Okay.
But that crazy coincidence it kind of blew my mind.
That is wild. Yeah, that's super weird. Because we didn't have any idea when we were talking about the Wizard thing.
I literally didn't know that until today when I was looking up issue numbers, and I was like, oh my god, that's the Wizard issue.
That's weird to the degree that I am shocked you didn't stop everything you were doing and come tell me before this episode. Like, I'm dead.
If it wasn't today, I would have told you. But because I knew we were recording in a few hours, I saved it. You
know, that's like the other coincidence when we did our trivia thing, and one of the trivia questions was, what is the highest price comic's ever sold for?
And then another one sold.
And then the next day after we recorded that episode, or 2 days after we recorded that episode, the other issue sold.
The issue got broken.
Another option.
Yeah, the record got broken.
So that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
I mean, all of this is weird.
Yeah.
But okay, so he's resurrected.
Yeah.
And then it turns out he wasn't resurrected, he was hibernating.
Right.
And his brain was getting more and more powerful by absorbing ions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so then the next time he dies, maybe does it go all the way up till Operation Galactic Storm? Hold on, I probably wrote it down. Let me check.
I think it's pronounced Desert Storm. It's where the Avengers go and kill Saddam.
Yes, exactly.
That happened, right?
Yes, it did.
That wasn't just a dream I had once.
Nope, that totally happened. Yeah, okay. So then the next time he dies is Operation Galactic Storm, which we talked about briefly in our Captain America Werewolf issue.
Okay.
Because the Captain America Werewolf story was happening right after he got back from Operation Galactic Storm.
Okay. Real quick. What is Wonder Man doing in between the times when he died?
Just being an Avenger.
Okay, and he's just a...
Oh, and then at some point he becomes an actor, too. Like, he goes on and off the Avengers.
That's the part that I'm confused by.
Okay, so he goes on and off the Avengers, and part of him feels very imposter syndrome-y, because he's, like, not a real hero, and he, needs to make amends for that time that he almost got them killed, and, all that jazz. And so one point in time when the roster, Henry Peter Gyrick... It doesn't matter who he is, but basically...
He's a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent?
No. Oh. He's... at this point in time, he's a UN guy. And
he's like the UN liaison to the Avengers, right?
Yes. Yeah. At this point in time, that's who he is. And at this point in time, the Avengers are a UN entity. Okay. And so he's like, y'all gotta tone that roster down.
Too many people?
Too many people.
Okay. We cannot afford this.
Yeah. So Simon Williams didn't make the cut. So he's no longer an Avenger. And he's dealing with all this imposter syndrome, and he's like, oh, I'll go become an actor. That sounds good for me.
Nothing helps imposter syndrome like becoming an actor.
So he sucks at it, so he doesn't get the job.
He's a bad actor?
He's a bad actor, but he becomes a stuntman because he can do all of the best stunts because he is invulnerable. And and then it's from there that he's able to grow more and actually become an actor.
Oh, so he becomes a better actor.
Yeah, he's on Secret Hospital with MJ.
But he's still Wonder Man all this time, though?
Yeah. His identity is known. He has no secret identity. Wonder Man is Simon Williams, is an actor, is a superhero.
Okay.
It's not really important to anything. That's why I say he doesn't really have a character. Like, okay, he becomes an actor, and that is a trait. He has a trait that is very unique to him.
Yeah.
But it's not really a character. And later on, they try to they make him a pacifist. Mm-hmm. This was like only 10 years ago or so, so it's pretty recent. Maybe longer than 10 years. God, it's already 2026. Okay, this was only like 20 years ago, so it's very, very recently they made him a pacifist. But again, that's a trait. It's not a character, right?
I mean, it depends on how you apply it, but if you're just applying it in random bits to try to spice up who he is, yeah, it's not much of anything.
And then he's got the whole relationship with the Vision where they share a mind and is his brother.
Yeah, okay. See, that's fucking like that's another thing that I've experienced several times on this podcast.
Yeah.
Where I feel like I have a grasp on a character.
And
then you'll tell me something like Falcon can talk to birds. And I'll be like, I don't know what the fuck that means or what you're talking about, bro. Like Vision, I felt that I kind of had a handle on who and what Vision was.
Sure, he's an android. No, he's a synthezoid.
Yeah.
Who can phase. He can alter the density of his body.
Why does he have Simon Williams' fucking brainwaves?
So this apparently was a retcon that I didn't realize was a retcon, but when Simon Williams was dying after saving the Avengers, they were like, well, we can't just let him die. And so they took him back to to like a Stark place and made a copy of his brainwaves. So, just in case. And so,
I mean, there's so many ethical things about that, but okay.
So when Ultron was making the Vision, the way that he did it was with the body of the original Human Torch and the backed up brainwaves of Simon Williams.
Was it the only brainwaves available?
I guess. I don't know. It's the ones that he found when he broke into Avengers Mansion.
Do you think that Ultron's like, oh, well, this is fortuitous?
Yeah, probably.
They randomly have some dude's brainwaves on here.
But the point is, they sort of share a brain in some ways. They don't share memories, but their brains work the same way. So they're both in love with Wanda. And that causes some problems sometimes, too. Because,
did Simon
drama.
Williams know Wanda?
No, but he falls in love with her after coming back to life.
Yes.
And joining the Avengers, he falls in love with Wanda because, of course he does, because the brain that fell in love with Wanda is also his brain.
Okay, hold on. When you say they share brainwaves,
Yeah.
right, they don't share, like, memories.
They do not share memories.
Okay. So
They have the same brain patterns.
Okay. So they just share tendencies.
Their brains work in the same way, I guess.
Okay. So
But Vision considers Simon's mom to be his mom.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I get that. But your experiences with people are going to be different.
Right. That's why they call each other brothers. They consider each other brothers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
I don't know that brothers always fall in love with the same woman.
Well, that's what happened. And so then for a while when the Vision lost his emotions and left, Simon swooped in.
Ooh, there's a lot of weird... Okay. Okay. Sure.
But anyways, that's not really important.
So did Simon and Wanda date?
No, not really. They just made out for a little while. And then Simon's connection to Wanda is what allowed Wanda to rematerialize his particles one of the times that he came back to life.
Okay.
She was doing it accidentally at first, and then she did it on purpose.
Cool. And now I get a little bit more why his brother sees Vision as his... Eric sees... Oh my God, I hate all of this.
Eric is the Grim Reaper.
Eric is the
Williams.
Grim Reaper. But the Grim Reaper sees Vision as his brother.
Sort of. I mean, during the first story, when he brings Simon back to life as a Zuvembi and is going to kill all of the Avengers, he decides not to when he learns that Vision has Simon's brain.
Right.
Later on, he's going to decide that Vision is an abomination who is pretending to be his brother and therefore needs to be destroyed.
Right. Does Simon ever see it that way?
Simon sees Vision as his brother. And
so Simon likes Vision. Like they.
Well, yes and no. I mean, yes, because they're both good guys, but no, because he wants to bang Wanda. So, you know, it's complicated.
Yeah. Almost needlessly.
Almost.
So what more about Wonder Man, if he's this big, powerful entity,
mean, he should get used more. And
is he used in any groups other than the Avengers?
No. Okay. I mean, he had his own comic in the 90s. Oh, he had his own comic in the 90s, Zach.
Okay, I feel like that's a big part of this.
Well, I never read it, and never cared about it, but I researched it, and it's hilarious. So I'm going to tell you about the Crazy Eights.
Okay.
So
Okay, so this is in the 90s.
yeah, I want to say
So-
94 specifically.
This is when is he an actor at this
He's
point?
an actor, yes.
Okay.
And he's living in Hollywood, and he lives in an apartment building, and he has some neighbors. Mm-hmm. And then there's this guy named Thomanom. Thomanom. Yeah, Thomanom.
And you're sure that's not, you're not having an episode like a psychotic break, and you're just
I mean,
Thomanom?
there's no reason it can't also be a psychotic
that's
break.
fair. Why
But also-
is his name Thomanom?
I don't know. That's
Like,
just
is
the
that
name
his-
of the character.
this is real- like the character's name?
That's his real name. The
Thomanom.
supervillain name is Angkor. Angkor. Angkor.
The Cambodian temples?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly that.
Okay.
Because that's where he gets his powers. Is he called upon? So he is Cambodian, and he's
Okay.
mad at America for being evil at Cambodia. So anyway, he comes and attacks because he's mad at America.
He attacks who?
He just generally attacks. He goes on a rampage, and
Okay.
and so Simon. Well, he happens to be at Simon Williams's house. I guess. I don't know. Again, I haven't read this. I'm only reading
Okay,
about this
sure.
because I've never cared about Wonder Man. But there's an accident, and Simon accidentally leaks some of his ionic energy, and so his 8 neighbors each get superpowers, and they team up and become the Crazy Eights.
What are you talking about? What does that
The
mean?
origin of the Crazy Eights.
What does that mean? He leaks
Well, they're
ionic power.
They're fighting at each other, exerting lots of energy, and through some means, I, again, haven't read it, only read about it, it probably involved punching each other and shooting lasers at each other, and it was too much, and it overloaded, and so he accidentally leaked some of his ions out and gave superpowers to his 8 neighbors, and so they became the Crazy Eights. This is Wonder Man in the 90s.
Okay.
Do you want to know their names? Because
Yes.
their 8 names are mwah.
Fuck.
Okay. Don't stop me. Just let me read all 8, and then we'll talk about who they are. Okay.
I will try.
Attractive lad.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's the one you're starting with? Fuck me.
These might be in alphabetical order. They're close, but not exactly. Okay.
Attractive lad?
Attractive lad. Buff. Dreamer. Glamour girl. Snap. Stat. Visionary. And auteur.
Okay, so, I mean, it sounds like they're all just weird porn stars.
They're all Hollywood creative types.
Attractive lad.
Yes. He is. Who is he? He's a professional dancer.
And what is his power?
I didn't write down what his powers were. I wrote down everybody else's powers, but I did not write down Attractive Lad's powers.
I mean, is it possible that it's just that? He's just an attractive lad?
I-
Also, they were still naming characters lad in the 90s?
Well, maybe it was meant to be a little tongue-in-cheek. I don't know.
I don't want to Google attractive lad.
Google Marvel Crazy Eights.
Andre Phillips? Phelps.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me see his powers. Oh, magnetokinesis.
Okay, there
He
you
had
go.
the power to generate magnetic force around his body and could use his field to attract or repel metal objects. Attractive man. That's what I figured it was going to be.
I didn't even see that at all.
That's what I figured it was going to be. And it was a
Yeah.
pun because he's also
Because-
an attractive
right.
lad.
Fella.
Okay, what were the other ones?
Buff. She's
Okay, no. Is she just buff?
Yes.
Who?
She's an actress with she's a fitness enthusiast actress who's very strong, and so she
his
gets
ionic
super
powers.
strength.
His ionic powers, which give him just
Anything he wants.
anything he wants, leaked out of him,
Uh-huh.
and then gave hyper specific powers to 8 other people.
Yes. Maybe it had something to do with the Hindu gods. Because remember, Angkor is powered by Hindu gods.
Okay,
So-
which of the Hindu gods controls magnetism?
Well, I don't know.
And
but,
being buff.
But the energy, the source of the energy that was causing Simon to leak was Hindu
Stop using
god
that word.
energy.
It's the word. I don't like the word. I don't care. I don't fucking care if that's what they said. Stop saying that he leaked all over other people. It's just gross and weird.
Okay.
He leaked his energy all. I mean, that's like something a cult leader says.
No, this was all very accidental. He overloaded.
What was Angkor's reason for attacking
was-
America?
because of the shit that we did in Cambodia. He's Cambodian, so he basically came over and was like, "Stop fucking with my country."
Okay.
Vengeance and stuff. So then we've got Dreamer, and she has astral projection. Mm-hmm. You got Glamour Girl, who has time travel for whatever reason.
That's too powerful. That's not on par with... If I was buff, I would be pissed. You got fucking time travel? I'm just stronger. That's fucking so stupid.
It's also not something Simon can do, which is the other thing.
What the fuck?
It's
Okay.
funny. All right, and Snap, who's a stunt performer, he gets explosive snaps, so he can, blow things up by snapping. And he calls himself Snap. That's the superhero name that he goes with. Okay, Stat, I don't understand this. He creates electromagnetic duplicates of himself. Does the word stat...
Static electricity.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm assuming.
I guess. No, I was thinking like statistics, and I was like, I don't get it.
Static. But
makes sense.
Well, what? What do you mean? What? Searnold?
Okay,
I just now realized that a big issue we have is the things that makes the rift, the valley that exists between what makes sense for you and what makes sense for me is an ever widening chasm.
I was trying to figure out how stats related to his electromagnetic duplicates.
Sure.
And you've discovered that it's static, not statistics. And I was like,
didn't discover it.
That makes sense.
Just
you revealed that information to me.
Okay, yeah.
You opened my eyes to the truth.
Now I need you, not want, not desire. I physically have a need for you to explain to me what an electromagnetic duplicate is.
It's basically like a multiple man duplicate. It's just like a version of him, but it's like weaker and it dissipates after it exudes a certain amount of energy, and it doesn't have an indepent consciousness.
You're creating like a semi-tangible duplicate of yourself. Okay.
A few of them.
But it looks like you, or
Yeah.
it looks like it's made of electricity.
I don't know. I didn't see pictures.
Okay.
Ostensibly, it looks like him because it's a duplicate. Whether or not it's a glowing duplicate, I couldn't tell you.
See, that's the problem. That's the part that was throwing me. Is how you could make something that looks like you, but is made out of electricity.
Yeah, electromagnetic.
Also, wait, no, that's not even electricity. That's magnetism. That's
actually static.
That's nothing.
Wait, okay. Can I just say something? You've heard of the character Magneto?
Yes.
So what Magneto establishes is that in Marvel Comics, magnets can do anything.
Right, and I'm fine with that. I'm not fine with it. I'm so not fine with it.
Magnets are an all-powerful reality-altering force in the world of Marvel Comics. This we know because of Magneto.
Okay,
so then there's Visionary, who has extrasensory perception. So
that's way too close to Vision for a character that is closely interlinked with Vision.
And then there's Auteur, who is
go back. What is Visionary?
What Visionary? Oh, he has extrasensory perception, so he can like see energy, and sometimes if he thinks about it really hard, get vague glimpses of the future.
So he's got like he's ESP.
Yeah,
he's psychic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, extrasensory perception, ESP. That's literally the words they used. Mm-hmm. And then Auteur is a screenwriter who gains the ability to generate tangible illusions. So she can think of a thing and make it occur because she's a screenwriter.
So like an already better version of Mysterio.
Yeah.
Okay. Could have just given Mysterio that power, but that's fine. Whatever.
And so those are the backup characters in the Wonder Man comic.
This sounds very bad.
I never read it. I cannot say whether it's good or bad. Again, I've never cared about Wonder Man, so I never read this. I just read about it. It does sound bad, but I can't confirm that it's bad.
I'll tell you what it sounds like.
I've not read it.
It sounds like when any other comic book company tries to start their new line and roster of heroes. And
they're like, we're all out of words that we can use.
Yeah. And what generic sort of powers can we add to that?
Yeah.
And then also one of them makes electromagnetic duplicates, which is nothing.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. And what do they do?
Well,
what
have
villains do they
you.
fight?
Well, Angkor is one of them, and I don't know any of the others. Probably Grim Reaper. I bet they fight Grim Reaper because it's his brother.
So fascinated because it feels like they just took Wonder Man. They're like, he doesn't fit in the normal Marvel thing. Mm-hmm. We're going to just create like a little pocket adventure for him.
That's the other thing is that Avengers West Coast was happening right now. And so he was on the Avengers West Coast. And there was more supervillainy happening on the West Coast because of the Avengers West Coast. So, it's not like he was all alone out in LA. There was Marvel happening around him.
Why did they need to make up a bunch of new random characters?
To be his supporting cast.
But why couldn't Avengers West Coast just been his supporting cast?
I don't know. They were already doing stuff.
Okay. So what you're saying is sometimes it's good to hope that some guy leaks all over you. Is that what the moral of the story is?
I'm saying that male leakage can have positive effects.
Male leakage. Such a gross sentence. Okay, so what does all this amount to? What was the point of this character existing?
That's how I feel about Wonder Man.
Okay.
He's kind of like, okay.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't predict this is going to be the case.
Okay.
But I remember when we did our Moon Knight episode.
Okay.
You did not have positive feelings towards the character Moon Knight.
I hate him.
Right. You still do.
I hate everything that came before Jed McKay's run.
See, I disagree with you on that. I really, really liked some of the stuff that Cullen Bunn did. I liked some of the stuff that... There was a lot of like one-shot kind of things with him. I liked the haunted house that was alive and became his base. I hated...
That's Jed McKay.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But I hated everything with the stupid Bushman getting his face cut off and all that super gritty shit. Was that Millar, that era?
Oh, it easily could have been. I don't actually know.
Okay,
I don't specifically know who wrote the specific issue where he cuts off Bushman's face.
I hated all of that. But the thing that you hated was you thought that correctly that the multiple personalities thing was both unnecessary and didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And was badly done.
Yeah.
Which I largely have agreed with in different ways. But I will say that even though it was poorly done and you hated it, at least it was something that made you feel an emotion. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you were like,
yes.
Like you were passionate enough about it. And I truly think a lot of times when we get mad about something like that, it's because we can see the good part that wasn't tapped into.
Yes, that's very true. There is a lot of really almost good Moon Knight that I feel gets ruined by the multiple personalities being handled very poorly.
Right. And so you get to the point where you're like, oh, that could have been something really interesting and really good, but then they went in this other route that doesn't make really any sense. And even though the multiple personalities didn't work for you, it did make it a character.
Yes.
Several characters. And, it wasn't handled in a way as deftly as it could have, but in general, it was memorable, even if it was negatively memorable. You walked away feeling...
And it was unique. It was certainly unique.
Very unique. And when Moon Knight is handled well, I think it is fantastic. Mm-hmm. Now, I haven't read any of Wonder Man, but the overarching feeling about it from both us and I feel the writers is very much like, yep. He exists.
Yeah.
That's he's there. Look at him being there.
I gotta say, so I have read a handful of Avengers comics that he's in, and I don't feel like he's added anything to any of those comics, right? It's very much an also ran. Like, yes, he is also here, also fighting evil, but he's not part of the plot. The only time that I feel like he did something interesting is when he created a group called the Revengers, which is dumb, but basically...
that's a joke. They use that joke in the MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He basically felt like the Avengers were causing more problems than good just by existing.
I mean...
And so he pulled together a bunch of C-listers called them the Revengers and went to fight the Avengers, hoping to make them disband.
Feels like a bad plan, but...
And what they decided later is that his mind was unstable because his ions were unstable at the time, which I don't...
Pretty
I
convenient.
don't like that retcon.
Pretty convenient that the group that he had an argument against got to decide later why that argument was wrong. Like, oh, clearly he was just crazy to think that we were the bad guys.
Yeah, but That was something.
I mean,
that was an interesting
you did
thing.
Just say
right?
that because the West Coast Avengers existed, there was a lot more villainy going on. You
Yes,
did just say that sentence.
And that literally is true. There was,
And
specifically on the West Coast, there was more
Yeah.
villainy because the Avengers were there.
obviously, from a meta our world standpoint, that's
Right.
because the writers have to create more things for them to do.
Right.
But when you then examine that from their standpoint, it does feel like, oh, here's this new team. Here's 40, 50 new bad guys for them to suddenly have to stop.
Yeah.
And you do have to start to wonder, would these bad guys have existed if they weren't here? And objectively, the answer is no, because the writers would not have put them there.
Right.
So it's
again,
weird.
yeah, I mean, there was... That was interesting because at least he was trying to make a point, but
He was trying to have some sort of impact on the world that he exists in.
Yeah.
Which largely it feels like he, again, like you said, like he's also there. He does exist, but like what else? And
there could be something interesting with his acting if they put some characterization into that, and it wasn't just like a particularly weird day job.
which is why it's so good the way they're doing it in the show.
The show's amazing.
Like-
I can't stress that enough.
They found that kernel of a thing that is good
Uh-huh.
and started
focused
hitting
on it.
that instead of focusing on the stuff that makes it either weird or like everything else.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like, what's Blue Marvel's power? Not Blue Marvel. Is that his name, Blue Marvel?
Yeah, Blue Marvel?
Yeah.
He's a living antimatter reactor.
Okay, see, that's the same nonsense. That's the same exact nonsense, right?
Yeah, but his antimatter is a little bit stronger than Simon's ionic energy.
See, all nonsense, just like random bullshit words. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, those sentences are just crazy nonsense bullshit. But Blue Marvel is an interesting character. There's like depth to him. He
Yeah.
does things. He has flaws. He has all these things. And when he's involved in stuff, I mean, sure, I don't know if Adam Bashir. Adam Bashir.
Yeah.
I don't know what my son's birthday is, but I know
The
that
Marvel's
and
name is
all
Adam Bashir.
4 names of Spectrum.
Who
Anyway,
was his girlfriend for a while.
oh,
Adam Bashir and Spectrum.
I did know that, and I
Okay,
also
yeah.
thought it was weird because they are both
Because they're both energy
beings.
Yeah.
But
They could-
he's not made of energy, though.
No, he's just a living antimatter reactor.
Right, which doesn't mean anything. It objectively doesn't mean anything.
It does mean that his body is indestructible.
But why?
Because he's a living antimatter
Okay,
reactor.
see, when your answer like eats its own tail like that, it's just doesn't mean anything. Like, see,
Yeah.
I could see that leaking all over people because it's
Because of the antimatter?
It's a reactor. It's a thing that's supposed to be like he is a vessel for it.
Uh-huh.
But Wonder Man isn't a vessel for anything. He just is that thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. But okay, sure.
Just like acting. He isn't acting. He's just a vessel for acting. He is a vessel through which the spirit of the actor
Oh my god.
inhabits.
It's the lingo and pretentious bullshit and
so accurate.
and
It's so accurate.
self-doubt and awkward overthinking that an actor does and
Yeah.
like the exercise.
Well, speaking of LA, do you want to spin the wheel of segments?
Sure. I don't know how that is speaking of LA.
I was just looking
at
for a
all.
transition.
Oh, hey. It's on What Does the Wiki Say? I don't even remember the segment. Is that a pun on What Does the Fox Say?
No, it's just it's just what does the wiki say?
They make it chirping like a bird.
Yeah.
Foxes imitate prey
I
sometimes.
really want to make the sounds from that song
yeah,
now,
yeah,
but
but
I won't.
everyone in
because
this household
it would
is
make
asleep.
everyone's
Yeah.
ears bleed.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so real quick, this is.
What is this segment? You're just going to
Well,
read.
We're just going to read some of the
and that's different than
Wikipedia
just
articles.
the rest of our podcast.
Well, yeah, because we're going to read the actual words just to really hit home how crazy some of this shit is now.
If I remember correctly, we started this when I read you the wiki on Cyclop, who fought Hulk the first time. And
Was that the first time we did it?
I think it was the first time I did it. And I read it to you just like that section. I don't know if it's the first time, but it definitely did it. And I remember thinking, like, there's no way to fit this into the story, but this sentence needs to be said.
Okay, so in order to make this, in order to tie this into today's episode, let me just note that the cast of the Revengers are D-Man, Anti-Venom, Wonder Man, Virtue, Captain Ultra, Goliath, Atlas, and Devil Slayer.
Okay, I knew 4 of those.
Doesn't matter. They're
D-Man?
They're C-listers or worse.
D-Man, Wonder Man, Goliath, and...
You didn't know Goliath, though, because it's his nephew. It's not Bill Foster.
D-Man, Wonder Man, and one of the later ones you said.
Yeah, but Devil Slayer is the one that we want to focus on
Nope,
today.
never.
No, I also had never heard of Devil Slayer, and so when he came up as a member of the Revengers, I was like, oh, who's that? And so I clicked on his article, and fucking... You just have to read some of this shit.
Okay.
I'll start, and then maybe you can pick up and read some, too.
You're just going to quote it.
I'm literally just going to read this word for word because of how fucking insane and hilarious this is. Payne was recruited by the cult...
Payne?
P-A-Y-N-E.
Is that his name?
It's his name. Yeah, it's Devil Slayer's name. Payne was recruited by the cult of the Harvester of the Eyes as a reaper of souls and an agent of death. Over time, he embraced their cause, refining his telepathic abilities and gaining the Shadow Cloaks. He was also shown the cult's secret sanctuary. However, he later uncovered their true purpose, a scheme to resurrect a long-dead race of demons and seize control of Earth.
They were called the Cult of the Harvest of the Eyes.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a ton of subtlety in that.
Feeling betrayed, he abandoned them. After a drastic event in Jamaica, he went on the run, vowing to stop the demon's return.
No explanation as to what, just a drastic event in Jamaica?
Apparently.
Oh, wow.
Seeking closure, he traveled to New York City to find Corey, that's his wife. Taking a taxi to New Grace Hospital, where Corey worked, he sensed a hostile presence. Deathlock. Mistaking
the robot thing?
Yeah, the undead robot.
But is that a good guy?
Yeah, usually.
Okay.
But they have to fight because that's what two good guys do when they meet each other in the Marvel universe, right? Okay. Mistaking him for a cult assassin, Payne attacked, using telepathy to jam Deathlock's gun. Using telepathy to jam Deathlock's gun.
That they must have just been telekinesis.
They must have. They must have. But it's funnier if
I love the idea
they don't.
that he convinced the gun not to work. Like psychically, like he didn't move a part and break it.
Well, so Deathlock's mind is interfaced with his cybernetic personality. So you could theoretically enter into the cyberspace where Deathlock talks to his cybers.
Yeah, but his gun is just still a gun, right?
I think so, but
I feel that he probably used telekinesis.
Deathlock retaliated, knocking him through a wall, but Payne...
Fucking such a good retaliation. You jam my gun, I'm gonna punch you through a wall.
But Payne countered with his cloak.
What does that... Okay, I know you don't have answers, so I'm not gonna ask.
Well, it's a shadow cloak. So
thank you,
It's a special magic cloak. When hospital staff intervened, he used his powers to scare them off before teleporting away, daring Deathlock to follow. Retreating to another dimension.
I also like that Deathlock does not know what the fuck is going on. Deathlock, I was just here. What are you doing?
Retreating to another dimension, Payne prepared for battle, but when Deathlock stayed behind, he looked back to see Corey unconscious in Deathlock's arms. Enraged, he dragged Deathlock into the dimension and attacked with an antimatter mace.
Wait, what?
So he uses his magic cloak to teleport to a different dimension.
Yeah, I got
that. And he turns around and he's like, I dare you to follow me. But he notices that Corey, his ex-wife now, is in Deathlock's arms. And so he comes back in and grabs Deathlock.
Deathlock clearly doesn't want anything to do with him.
Yeah, but he's just mad that he touched his wife. Not in a bad way.
What was Deathlock doing there?
I don't know.
Okay.
All I have is this.
Yeah, sorry.
and this is
all I have is this.
It would be interesting
You sounded so sick. All I have is this.
It would be interesting to read this same article on Deathlock's wiki to see how it does his perspective of it.
I would bet you it's not in there. I would bet you this...
Because it's so unimportant to his character.
I would bet you that this is the that moment from Street Fighter incarnate. For you, this was the most important thing that ever happened. For me, it was a Tuesday.
Yes.
Like, I'm a real character who people have heard of before. This is not on my wiki. Getting jumped in a hospital by a crazy person with a cloak was not big enough to make it onto my wiki.
All right. Enraged, he dragged Deathlock into the dimension and attacked with an antimatter mace. Eventually, they realized they were on the same side and returned to Earth.
What is an antimatter mace?
It doesn't say.
Can I read part of this now?
Yeah, as soon as I'm done with this one, you can read the next one. Where they found Corey under attack by cult demons. Payne drew a
Maybe you should have just paid attention to that part.
Payne drew a demon-slaying blade from his cloak, driving them off. Thanking Deathlock, he took the wounded Corey and vanished.
What did Deathlock do here?
Well, they stopped fighting because they realized they were on the same side. He probably helped fight off the cultists.
Okay.
All right.
I still don't understand why Deathlock was there. Is Deathlock banging Corey? It doesn't feel like Deathlock's priorities are banging
He probably like knew her or was involved with the cult or something. Yeah. He was dead, but he was revived with the Deathlock technology, which turned him into a cyborg, which was supposed to make him a killer that they could control, but instead he used his, self-sentience stuff.
I think just sentience
to not be a mindless killing machine.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. All right. So right here, where the double spacing starts, that's the next part that happens.
After the battle, Payne wandered the streets, struggling with his purpose. He met Ira Sunshine Gross, a homeless Vietnam veteran who saw through Payne's illusions due to drug use. At first, mistaking Gross for a demon, Payne calmed down and realized they were both lost. Determined to find his own path, Payne rejoined the Defenders. Okay.
Yes, Devil Slayer was a member of the Defenders in the 70s.
No, that's not the part that threw me. The part was like, this homeless guy saw me, and then I was like, oh, man, we're both lost souls. I was like,
I guess I'll join the Defenders.
Yeah. Payne was captured by the ancient serpent men.
It's just such a quick turn. He's with the homeless guy.
Alongside Doctor Strange, Clea, Gargoyle, Valkyrie, Submariner, and Hulk.
That's the Defenders cast.
Do you think that they're like, who's this one? Like, sorry, that was an accident. You can go. Like, is he only part of groups with much, much more famous people than him?
Oh, he's got a total of 34 appearances, so yes.
One of the Serpent Men used Payne's cloak to impersonate him. Disguised as Devil Slayer, the Serpent Man tricked Spider-Man into retrieving a sacred statuette. But Spider-Man saw through the deception and freed the Defenders, who defeated the Serpent Men. I promise you that's also not in the
in
Spider-Man's wiki or the Defenders wiki. Is there more you want me to read?
I don't know. I copied and pasted most of it. So just read anything that looks funny to you.
I mean, it just jumps to
because he only has 34 appearances.
No, I know, but each one feels like they speed round the most interesting part.
Because again, because he only has 34 appearances, these aren't going to be happening in a Devil Slayer comic, right?
Sure.
Where there's like an introduction. It's like his character is going to jump in the middle of something going on.
Okay. After aiding authorities in dismantling the mob. I mean, that's such a
big step.
Big step from fighting off Serpent Men. Payne entered witness protection and convinced his wife, Corey, to remarry him.
Okay,
so
I get it. So none of that was ever shown. That's all backstory that he's going to mention in a sentence somewhere, right? And that's why it's written that way. That at some point in time, wherever he is the next time we see him, he's going to mention that where I've been is witness protection because I helped dismantle the mob.
Right. Okay.
Right? That's why it's like that.
Okay. But now the next is all nonsense.
Okay. Love it. Love it all.
He was recruited to combat the xenogenesis.
Sure.
Do you know what that is?
I think they were turning people into demons.
Okay. So he was recruited to combat the xenogenesis, but was ambushed by demons. Drawing Dragon Fang from his shadow cloak, he banished them to another dimension and reclaimed his cloak at the borders of the land of the dead.
Sure he did.
His new life was shattered when a mobster's car bomb meant for him killed Corey instead,
Oh, shit.
leaving him grief-stricken and tormented by Balthazar.
Who the fuck is
There's
Balthazar?
too much going on here for 34. Okay, a fragment of the nexus of all realities?
Yeah, he was in a Man-Thing comic for a while.
Embedded in Eric Payne's psyche while he either lost or believed he lost his shadow cloak. I love this sentence. The Nexus, which I guess is a character, maybe?
Or it's talking about the nexus of all
Okay.
realities.
The Nexus, Man-Thing, Sorrow, and Ellen Brandt's staff restored reality. Freed from his past, Payne celebrated Christmas Eve with the asylum residents. Later, Payne and Sorrow aided Man-Thing against Terminaeus. When Terminaeus destroyed the Nexus, erasing existence, Man-Thing used love to restore reality, merging with the Nexus.
That's the sort of thing that happens in Man-Thing comics, and Devil Slayer was also there.
This last sentence means almost nothing.
Okay.
Pain and Sorrow, now among the fallen stars, in caps, vanished into the mist as Terminaeus vowed to end all things.
Sure. Nouns did verb.
What mist? What mist?
Whatever mist. The mist of all realities.
Wow. All of that is...
More interesting than Wonder Man?
I mean, I don't know if it was more interesting. It's real weird. Oh, I see other notes here that I just love.
About, what about Grim Reaper and the various ways he came back to the
Who the fuck
dead?
is Gargantos?
Oh, Gargantos is one of the ancient ones. We didn't talk enough about Grim Reaper's deaths and rebirths, but he had a lot too.
I feel that just based on this, you have a line here. Can I just read some of your notes without context?
Sure,
Can that
yeah.
be a different part of the segment?
Sure.
Okay. Scythe from the Tinkerer. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
That's where he got his sight.
Yeah. Magneto uses Reaper's scythe to stab Reaper, but there's no blood, so he becomes a corpse again.
The way that Necra reanimated Grim Reaper is such that he is a regular person as long as he doesn't realize that he's actually a zombie. But as soon as he realizes he's a zombie, the magic wears off and he dies again.
That's amazing. Summoned Lyogoroth
One of the ancient ones.
to ask for power. Shit happened and he got devoured.
Yeah, there's a whole paragraph there about what happened between him and Lyagoroth, and it didn't really matter. It just mattered that he got devoured.
Okay, I love this note. Quote, these feel like notes I take based on dreams that I had, but then I don't put any context, so I don't know what the fuck I was talking about.
These are notes specifically based on a wiki I was reading, because this is when I was reading Grim Reaper's wiki, just in case it came up today, which I thought it might, and it is coming up, so it's a good thing I did this.
You have in quotes here, mysteriously survived,
Yes.
and then, but Rogue accidentally punched him too hard.
That's how he died the next time he died. Again, Grim Reaper keeps dying and coming back as a motif here. Which,
Was
again, could
raised
be an
when
interesting
strange-
character trait. But
Wait, what?
well, the fact that his brother keeps dying and coming back to life could be an interesting character trait for Wonder Man, but it doesn't ever mean anything. It's just something that keeps happening.
Right.
What was the next thing?
There's so many. He drifted across the outer dark, calling to Lyogoroth, but was found by Gargantos, who created Gravehelm for Reaper to feed him souls.
Yeah, those are
Fuck,
those are
man.
people in places.
This is a great sentence, and I don't know why this was happened like this. He used a death door to get his body from Virginia. Why does Virginia keep coming up so much?
This is fully unrelated, but just happenstantially, Virginia is where the Vision moved to when he created his robot family. And Grim Reaper came to kill him, but Vision's robot wife instead killed him and buried him in the backyard. So at this point in time, while he's doing all this super cosmic stuff in the outer void with Gargantuos or whatever, his dead body is currently buried in Virginia. So when he's able to use a death door to come back to life, he goes and he he gets his body. See, Grim Reaper's a weird character because originally he was just a guy who got a scythe, but then that didn't make sense for him to be the Grim Reaper, so they did all this death shit with him, and they keep trying to make him like a magic death character, but he's dumb and stupid, and so he never really sticks.
Right. Zuvembi is amazing. What does this note mean? Billy is named after him?
Yeah.
Williams.
Yeah. So Scarlet Witch's kids are named Tommy and Billy. Billy is named after Simon Williams because he's the Vision's brother.
Okay. Is a pacifist now good friends with Beast?
Oh, yeah. Because I haven't read these comics, I didn't have a lot to talk about there. But the only other, quote, character trait that I am aware of for Wonder Man is that he's good friends with the Beast from the X-Men, who was an Avenger at the same time that Simon joined the Avengers. And so the two of them have, like, duo adventures together.
Doesn't Beast become evil?
Yes. And he went back to being good because of Simon.
Okay, so that feels like that could be a thing.
We could have talked about that, but we didn't.
Great. I mean, but did it end up meaning anything?
I mean, it was very relevant throughout all of Krakoa, Beast's journey towards evil.
Right. And how did Simon make him good?
Basically, by reminding him about his true self. And so Beast had set up this whole thing to put Krakoa into a black hole so that it would be immortal. But Simon was going to get caught in the blast because he had come to talk Beast out of it. And so Beast instead sacrificed himself so that the black hole bomb wouldn't go off. And so now the Beast that we have isn't... It doesn't have any of the memories of all the shit that happened on Krakoa. So it's an earlier version. It's an earlier backup of Beast. So that's why he's not evil anymore.
Okay.
Because the evil Beast sacrificed himself to save Simon.
I mean, okay, again, like everything else we've talked about, that feels like Simon was secondary.
I mean,
he did not save Beast. He was there.
He was there.
And Beast decided to sacrifice himself and do all the stuff.
Right.
So, like, in every other comic, his extent and contribution is he was there.
And
he happened to be there.
And he and Beast used to be good friends.
Sure, but that's not an active thing.
Yes, you're right. It was not an active thing.
He's like the Forrest Gump of characters where he's everywhere and he's been seeing all this stuff and he does all this stuff, but like he's sort of just wandering through, not understanding like
the world around him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except I think Forrest Gump actually had an impact on things. So well, I guess he does too, but like
yeah, Simon's presence sometimes impacts the world.
Like that's such a sad sentence for a character who's that powerful.
Like without him, the Crazy Eights never would have gotten their superpowers.
Oh, and then we would just be it would be so sad.
The Revengers never would have formed without Simon, and then I wouldn't know who Devil Slayer is.
You're right. The world is better for it. Okay, so that's all I can do tonight.
Okay. Well, I think we're done.
So that was Wonder Man.
Yay.
I hope that helps you enjoy the show. Although I feel the show could have been called anything.
No, I just the idea that any of this was related to the show in any way is so hilarious.
It's amazing. I need to watch the rest of it now to see if there's any connection to the comics at all outside of him being an actor named Simon Williams.
Maybe there'll be another reference to the Pandemonium's baby hands.
God is not that good, I don't think. So thank you guys for joining us this week. If you guys have any questions, any comments, any concerns, you can hit us up. Our email is doombotspod@gmail.com. Our website is doombotspod.com. And you can find us on all social media, basically just at doombotspod everywhere, on YouTube, on Instagram. We are starting to post the episodes on YouTube. We just posted the last one about the Wizard, and we're going to start posting archive stuff soon when
depending on when now is for you.
Yes, we may have already been done that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As I said last time, we don't know when you are.
We don't know when you are. That's got to be a shirt. We don't know when you are. And if you guys, so just, check it out. And then you had something about emailing us?
Oh, I was thinking that if you guys send us an email and you let us know which episode you listened to, then we will reward that by sending you a bonus episode that you can only get by writing in and letting us know which episode you listened to.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to figure out whether or not our download tracker is working correctly, so we need some feedback.
That'd be fun, like bonus stuff.
Yeah.
It's like a Patreon, but you're not giving us money.
Yeah. You just have to get in touch, doombotspod@gmail.com, and let us know which episode.
Slow that down. Hold on. Doombotspod at gmail.com.
Yeah, dumosepod@gmail.com.
Yeah, very helpful. And we appreciate all your involvement, your love, and your support.
And remember, we don't know when you are.
What's so perfect about that sign off